What's up guys, I'm Chris Godber from Q37. Does your exhaust have a little bit of drone? Maybe it sounds great around town, but on the interstate it gets a little obnoxious. Well, for $19.99, I've got a fix for you coming up. Alright, so when I had my back seats out for reupholstery, I realized it was really loud without them because it's just metal. But once I put them back in, I said, hey, these seat cushions actually do a lot to quiet the exhaust down and the tire noise and everything. So I figured if some seat cushions can do that, some sound deadening would really work. I have a little bit of drone with my exhaust, and it's not a super loud exhaust, and it's not an expensive one either. I covered what exhaust it was and why I got it in a separate video, so you can check that out there. But a lot of exhaust have a little bit of drone, and so most commonly you put a Resonator in or something like that, but thanks to Hurricane Michael, all the exhaust shops in Panama City, Florida are closed permanently. So I had to think of something else, and the sound deadening material seemed to make the most sense. It's cheap and effective, and in my custom stereo days we'd use Dynamat and all kinds of things in the doors to keep things from vibrating. So I hopped on Amazon and I found this Noiko brand. I'm not familiar with it, but it had 5-star reviews. It was like 10 feet for $19.99, so I figured we'd give it a shot. Let's see how it did. Went in pretty smooth. I think it looks fairly good. After all the big pieces were cut, I had a lot of smaller miscellaneous pieces I saved the whole time. I knew they'd fit in the nooks and crannies really well at the end, and they did. And now it pretty much looks like I could go to the moon. It's not perfect, but really, who's gonna see it? It's not like I'm putting it on YouTube or anything. Well, there we are. Now let's see if it made any difference whatsoever. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. So I can already tell this thing is so much quieter now. The decibel meter showed that, a pretty significant drop in volume, but just living with it, it is a lot different. The sound is there if you get on it, but then it quiets right down. Of course, it did that before, but you could still hear a good amount of drone. But now in the drone range, I'm in 4th gear, let's see, about 45. So 45 mile an hour, 4th gear, I'm at 2,500 RPM. That's where the drone really started, and it was pretty significant before. It's still there, the drone. I mean, I can hear the engines louder, but it's not obnoxious. It's not near as loud as it was. And now, you know, it sounds like that's the way it should be. And I'm good with that. So that is very livable. So even at a 3,000 RPM and 6th gear, that'd be 80 mile an hour, you know, or right now I'm in 40 mile an hour 3rd gear, that is 3,000 RPM. You don't even notice it, you know, it's not a big deal at all. It is so much quieter than it was before. That was very well worth it. anyway, very happy with this. It is a very livable exhaust, and it was definitely worth taking the seats out to add that sound deadening. And I think if you have any exhaust that has a little bit of drone to it, and you don't want to add a resonator because you still want it, you know, to sound the way it does, and on the outside of the car and all that, then I think this is definitely a worthwhile mod you should think about doing, and it's something you can easily do yourself. Please click like and subscribe so I can continue to bring you videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.